I think they're completely different stories. I'd sum up Alphabet, I'd sum up Microsoft as exactly as you did. Not as bad as feared, and that the market tends to be more optimistic than not. So look, it was a pop. I think when I was on the set yesterday, I may have said to you, during the break, market's going to be up tomorrow, because it's pretty obvious. The market wants to go up, most of the time. It doesn't mean that's a sustainable direction. And I don't think it's ever irresponsible to worry about managing risk and not feeling you have to be invested. If that were the case, the people that were invested from the top all the way to the bottom, as your average stock in OTC is down 50%, maybe they should be, drawn and quartered or shot for capital offenses rather than being irresponsible. Now, in terms of Meta,
so you couldn't resist clapping back at Liz for mentioning your name, and she's the one who said it's irresponsible to not be in the market. Don't think I didn't catch that. I know exactly.
Why should I resist
it? I know exactly who you are and where we're going with this.
Scott, let me ask you a question. Why should I resist?
Why are you asking
Why should
me?
I resist? If I've got a different point of view, I'm going to get, because you asked me the question.
You're on the committee now. He's the host.
You got to play the game, my friend. So look, here's what I'd say about Meta. We don't know what it's going to be. There's a great article in the Journal about the all hands on deck, the really pushing to the next evolution of the company. We don't know what they will be. What they are doing is they're running against the clock from competing forces like TikTok, from seeing their ad business getting crushed by changes that Apple have made. So it's a company that's a great company, or legacy is it's a great company, but has a very, very uncertain future. So if the company can't define that direction with certainty, or if you're willing to bet on the metaverse, which, by the way, hasn't really performed, then good luck to you. I'd frankly rather own a Microsoft or rather own an Alphabet. So I'd rather not own a Meta.
Okay.
So, look, it could pop based on the quarter, for sure, but I'm not going to be there for
Can
it.
a company that has, these are legitimate questions, I think. Can a company that has a billion users have a quote-unquote uncertain future, very uncertain future, like you just said? Yes, they have issues. Maybe they've adjusted, though, Degas. You own the stock. Maybe they've finally adjusted to the changes that Apple has made. Yes, they reported their first ever overall decline in users last quarter. They could report their first decline ever in revenue this quarter. Maybe the worst is over, though. Maybe it is. Are you thinking that it is, or are you braced for the worst, as Cramer characterizes it today? The knives are out. Maybe they're not going to be able to get anybody.
Well, Scott, we're long-term holders, first of all. But I think what you want to do, as we talk about the metaverse, and this goes back to what Steve said, the metaverse is not a product. It is a platform. And so what Meta is doing is, one, is that they're developing a 3-tier data system. They are also developing the application programming interface, the APIs, and also they're expanding the developer ecosystem. And what this does is that it gets into the use cases. And so you have, and we all know about the education aspect of the metaverse. You think about the surgeon that's practicing how to do a surgery. We also have gaming. We're all accustomed to that. But also entertainment. One of the things I was thinking about, it'll be great to get season tickets to my favorite college football team, Army, and be in that stadium with the cadets and the football players. Mm-hmm. But lastly, it's the social. And this is similar to what's Sims, that game that I think my kids really loved. And so now we're moving into the social, and I think that has a lot of opportunities, because you just mentioned there's over 3 billion users on WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger. They also have about 30 million businesses on those applications. Mm-hmm. So you have a ready user base for these applications.
The issue, Joe, on this whole metaverse thing is, as Degas says, it's not a product, it's a platform. You could make the argument today it's not a product, it's not a platform, it's a pipe dream, because it's going to cost so much money, and before they realize any gain from it, we could be talking 10 years from now. How do we know?
Absolutely.
How do we know? Now, nonetheless, the stock's been cut in half.
The way I see it today is the value is really Instagram. And I think if Meta is going to beat tonight or surprise the street, and listen, intuitively, they've had so many consistently bad quarters. You have to think they're going to come up with a decent quarter and exceed very low expectations that management's going to respond to that. How does management respond to that, though? They spend less. They manage their expenses better. They manage their operating expenses. They manage their CapEx better. That's the way they could navigate an environment where they know that they're going to see a revenue decline, and that's the way they get to a potential beat.
And that's where the verbiage from Zuckerberg is exactly what you just said, right? He's telling, freeloaders and coasters to get out of the company. He wants only the people who are going to work their tails off. That's what you do in a crisis.
I would be remiss.
Let me ask this question, Scott.
Oh,
Scott,
please.
let me ask you one question.
Interesting timing.
Thank you.
Interesting timing as I was turning back to Liz Young. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, let me ask
Don't think I don't know what this is about, too, but go ahead.
Meta, Scott.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Scott, sorry to raise the intellectual comment of the show. I know you're uncomfortable with that. But let me raise this point. For all the people that are saying, and Degas, you're welcome to answer this, how are you modeling that out? You buy a company because of the value of the future cash flows. What cash flows, what earnings are you assigning to the metaverse? Or is it all in faith? If it's all in faith because you believe in Zuckerberg, that's great. But tell me what the fundamental basis is for owning the stock here based on the metaverse.
Degas?
Well, Steve, I'll answer that because ultimately what we're looking at is free cash flow and also how much cash Meta has on its books right now. It has about $14 billion in cash sitting on their balance sheets. And also, they are
depleting
zero
cash.
debt.
You're
So
spending
this is
cash.
a company that... Yeah, but Steve, they have the investment to do that, and they are very efficiently managing their cash right now. With $14 billion, that's about 9% of their total assets in cash.
All right,
they spent $10 billion on this so far. That's cash gone.
I'm going to let Liz have the last word on this segment. I'm just going to do that.
And I'm going to pivot topics a little bit here. So I also want to clarify, I don't think it was irresponsible to have more in cash for the first half of this year. But I think in the second half, we're going to see surprising leadership out of the market. I don't think, however, that leadership is going to come from big cap tech. I think that when you see the Fed funds rate start to approach the rate on the 10-year Treasury, there's going to be a little bit of consternation in those tech names. So I think you're going to see leadership out of consumer names after they've gotten killed more here. I think you'll see leadership out of financials. And I think that the market has a chance to rally through the end of the year. However, this yield curve inversion at the 2s, 10s and the fact that inflation is not solved does still open the question of, do we have a bigger recession and a bigger problem sometime in the next 12 months?
Okay.